Former President Trump is preparing to address supporters at the Republican National Convention tonight. His first public remarks since the attempt on his life in Pennsylvania last weekend. He's expected to accept his party's nomination this evening. Last night, his VP nominee, J.D. Vance, introduced himself to a national audience.
To the people of Middletown, Ohio, and all the forgotten communities in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Ohio, and every corner of our nation, I promise you this: I will be a vice president who never forgets where he came from.
The Ohio senator shared the story of his upbringing and made the case that his party best understands the challenges facing struggling Americans. Former Long Island Congressman Lee Zeldin also took the stage to support Trump and the GOP agenda. Sherry Einhorn is at the convention with a look at what that could mean for Long Islanders.
There's a lot of pomp and promises here in Milwaukee as Republicans across the country rally around Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and the GOP agenda. Hundreds of miles from Milwaukee are Long Island voters watching and waiting to find out how what's happening here helps them at home. Under Trump, the salt tax deduction was capped at $10,000. Will local GOP lawmakers work to repeal the cap, which is set to expire at the end of the year?
Do you support keeping the cap at $10,000?
Absolutely not. I want it all back. I want it to expire, and I want everybody in my district and across New York to get that full deduction. I believe it's double taxation.
Immigration, another hot-button topic on Long Island, where some school districts and not-for-profits say their resources are being stretched thin.
Over a year ago, House Republicans, including myself, Nick LaLota, and Andrew Garbarino, all who sit on the House Homeland Security Committee, not only got through committee, but then passed on the floor H.R. 2, the Secure the Border Act, which would have invested millions upon millions of dollars in our southern border in technology and infrastructure, would have hired more Customs and Border Patrol agents, would have helped process asylum seekers, would have began rebuilding the wall again.
Earlier this year, the Senate negotiated a bipartisan immigration bill that collapsed when the Speaker of the House vowed it would never reach the floor for a vote.
We feel the first solution towards the economic issues that are challenging so many Long Islanders, especially on inflation, is to extract America's energy reserves that are beneath our feet. Now listen, we ought to do it safely, we ought to do it cleanly, but we shouldn't rely upon our adversaries in Russia, in Venezuela, and Iran for our energy.
Where Republicans may not agree with some Long Island voters are on issues like abortion, student loan forgiveness, and affordable housing. In Milwaukee, I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Sherry, thank you. Get more of our team coverage from the RNC on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.